Welcome back to Kamen Rider Review, episode number 144. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done a Kamen Rider 1. Last one I did was 4Z. Now I'm doing O's. Yep, I'm finally doing O's. Oh, if you're really curious, how long ago did the show come out? Back in 2010. So this came out roughly almost 15 years ago. This is one I've wanted to check out for some time because I like some stuff related to this one because I first saw O's in the Tension movie. Of course, I also saw him in the team up with 4Z. Excuse me. Which I think I'm curious of the story. So here's what happens in O's. We saw these two guys break into this museum trying to steal some stuff. We see a security guard, which is actually our main character in the series, Edgy, where he is basically drugged. And so they try to steal stuff. And then we see these coins moving around by themselves. It's like, wait, why the heck are coins moving by themselves? Well, these are actually... And of course, they open up this casket, which releases these 5 beings known as Greed. Yes, these 5 creatures who basically, and of course, is all about these metals thing. There are core metals and cell metals. Core metals basically the color ones. Cell metals are silver ones. It's basically just the regular ones keep them alive. It's like all powered by coins. Because, greed. Yep. Why they were still at this point, don't know. And so we also see that there's also a sentient hand. Later on, we'll get to him. So then all of a sudden we see like 50 people riding motorcycles in this museum, which they're going to proceed to blow it up, all because the greed basically are activated. And we also see this mysterious businessman who's making a birthday cake and singing happy birthday, and it says happy birthday Greed, which is actually this guy's hobby. So, oh yeah, and also these motorcycles are activated by the fact that their default form is a vending machine, where they slip a coin in and they transform the motorcycles. Yep. That's interesting. So, the 5 Greeds escape, which, let me list some names of these guys here. The ones here, Uva, Kazri, Gamo, Mozel. And I think that's it. Uva is one who's green. And they create these things called Yamis, which they make them based on desires. So they first basically turn to this older lady where she's in this jewelry store where she's scared everybody, and then she proceeds to turn the back of her head into a coin dispenser, dispenses a cell coin, and makes a Yami, and it eats up a lot of jewelry, and this becomes basically our first monster, a grasshopper. Well, actually, more like a praying mantis. And also the fact there's this sentient hand named Aka, who is arguing with Edgy, wants back his core metal. Probably these are metals. So, it's like, first he's giving it. And then, of course, the fighting, and eventually gives him a basically transformation device. Which is when he, we also see the fact there is this police detective named Shogo, I think his name is, and we see his partner. You think, ooh, are the cops involved with it? Kind of, yes, but not primary characters this one. Then they're wounded by the Yami. So Aka, that's the arm's name, because I've actually talked to his hand. I guess the expression is, talk to the hand. Yeah, literally talking to a hand who can somehow eat stuff, which is weird. So, then of course, Eddie transforms to O's, which is basically like, oh, we have this little thing on the side, just whoosh, and he says, Henshin. which of course basically he would say that because all the writers say Henshin. The first writer basically said it first, but eventually he did say it. Then he transforms, battle him, eventually he is defeated. And also the fact that they're working together, and then the first episode ends with him possessing Shogo, and then at least the next episode we have another guy show up who wants to start building, and apparently Akka is like, yeah, I'm gonna let this go. Oh, by the way, at the end of the first episode, the mysterious businessman, creates a birthday card, writes a happy birthday Kamen Rider O's. Yeah, never met the guy, apparently he anticipated this. So, next one basically is basically created via one of these guys from the last episode. These crooks, so that when they basically rob a armored truck, and then of course they create a monster, which turns out to be basically a grasshopper. This one, and ends up destroying some building. Of course, basically I want to get bigger so I get more coins out of it. And of course, basically he can the transfer anytime he wants to, not basically he wants to when he wants to. He also gets a debut new weapon here, a freaking sword. Yes, a sword. Also, the vending machine can also create these cans. One can turn into an octopus. One can turn into a hawk. So, excuse me. Sorry about that. Yep. Yeah. And of course, basically, there was this mysterious girl who they hear this heat. It was actually Shogo's sister, who is really strong. Who gets hired in this restaurant because she's really strong. Okay, so then of course, like, oh, we have like Masa Oshi country, and then she just happens by the end of the episode 2, and Akka tries to kill her, but luckily Akka basically is tricked to allow her to live. And, well, she basically chopped up at the restaurant she worked in, which he's going to figure out thanks to basically her phone, which she still has a flip phone that's from, I guess, 2010. And, of course, apparently Shogo, when he go visit his apartment later on, he apparently has, like, an early version of a smartphone. Yeah. And when I see this desktop he has here, like, wow, it's something we have desktops like it anymore. I never had. I only had maybe a couple of those. Basically, a lot of the time over the years, I've had a laptop. So there's that. Yeah, we see his, of course, obviously his apartment the first time, and then of course about the next one, which is from a guy who eats a lot. I'm like, how can he afford all this food? What does he do? So he eats. He's like a big glutton. So it's like, okay, so first about jewelry. First two about greed. The other one's about basically gluttony. Interesting. Yep. So, at first it's like eating like crazy. This whole thing is like eating. Eventually the creature would get out, and it's a cat thing, which they would destroy. Yep. Also seen in one picture that the owner of that restaurant had, where Edgy is there, and of course, basically like, nah, it couldn't have been him, even though it's actually him. So he battles the creature, and then he's defeated. Oh, in case you're curious, though, who summons these particular monsters? Well, the Kamaguri, which is basically the praying mantis one, that was summoned by... That is one of Yama's yummies. Otsuma, this also came by Yubi as well. Nico was created by Kazuri, and of course this episode ends with the appearance. They don't exactly beat the creature per se, he is allowed to live. I think he's like... The episode ends where basically Aka and Eiji are confronted by Kazuri. Yep. But good episodes overall. Yep, and definitely looking forward to discussing the rest. So, that's pretty much a particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit the like button. Well, next up basically is going to be Dr. Stone. Also, there will not be a review tonight of Israel Girls Engine because that's a week off. Yep. Next view. Bye.